Hey Bayek, it's me Ian, and in today's video, well, I'm going to look at my CD collection again, and it is my collection of Talking Heads CDs. I've got quite a good collection of Talking Heads. I've got all the studio albums and some of the other albums. There is a rather good box set which I haven't got, but I've got a good selection. So I'll just get on it and go through it and talk about Talking Heads. And we'll start with the debut album, which is Talking Heads 77. Absolutely love this. I played this all the time. It's so good. I was listening to new wave punk. This has all those influences, but there was always much more, as we see as they develop Talking Heads in their career. Some great lyrics as well on these. Absolutely wonderful. That's another thing that stood out with Talking Heads. There we are again. And I was lucky enough to see them as well. I saw them at Leicester du Montfort, 1979. An experience I never forget. I just absolutely loved it. I can see them now. They're on stage. The intensity, as always, from David Byrne's performance. Fantastic. So, anyhow, that's the debut album. And then the next one we have got is more songs about buildings and food. And also, Brian Eno is now the producer. And Brian Eno has a big influence, as always, on bands. It's such a great influence. From Roxy Music, who would have believed that that's where he started? A couple of albums with Roxy Music, and then he worked with Robert Fripp, and then he did all sorts of producing. Anyhow, there's the second album. I tend to go off a bit. Some more great tracks. This album really solidified the work done in the first album. So these are a great run of albums as well. And then this one as well, Fear of Music. Now, this really shows up all the influences that they're beginning to get of different rhythms and looking at world music even. It's all just beginning to, you can see it all in here. Again, I think under Eno's influence. So that's Fear of Music. Absolutely wonderful album. Brilliant. And then my favourite of their albums, really, if I was to pick an album, and I think many people pick this out as just, it's special. It is Remaining Light. Great cover, a great cover. This album, it culminates in everything, all their influences, the Brian Eno, and there's the back there. And it's also, there's Once in a Lifetime on here, which, who can forget that crazy video? It's just amazing, the video where David Byrne just goes for, just completely mad. But this album is great. I'll say all the musical influences there. You can't help but love. This is definitely my favourite album. I can even hear Joy Division in here, this album. There's a track you think, wow, it's just taking everything, David Byrne. And his lyrics, just amazing. So I love that. And then the next album is this one. It's quite hard to get hold of now. It's the live album they did. And this album, which was called, the name of the band is, and then it's got Talking Heads, obviously. But that it's a live album, and it's one live track from each gig. I don't know whether it's a full comprehensive, but each track that is put on here is from one gig, a different gig venue, and it's a 2 disc set as well. some absolutely wonderful songs as usual. They're in great form on here. There's that, and then if we open this up again, you see the second disc there, and then there's some of the live gigs that they did. Fantastic. Oh wow, absolutely love them. And then we have got speaking tongues. There we are. Fantastic. Nice. It's really colourful, isn't it? Some more great tracks which they're developing as well. And they're becoming, in some areas, a bit more commercial, having singles. This has got things like Burning Down the House, which I absolutely love. I know Tom Jones had I think I've been hit with that as well. But this is brilliant. Talking Heads on here. Fantastic. And then we've got, now this is a film soundtrack. It's the live film that had stopped making sense. Yeah, we are. It's something I should get on Blu-ray or 4K. I've only got a DVD of this concert, but wow. And the suit, it's well known, but you see all the world music influences just come out on this. It's all that world music stuff. Fantastic. Oh, yeah. And then we have got, this album is Little Creatures. What can you say about this? Love that. Again, some of the songs now, they're getting, the singles have been quite successful as well. It's a great picture, is that? But this album is just, it's another great album. The Remaining Light is still my favourite. And then this, from True Stories, another the films in the tracks in the film. It's like a soundtrack album, really, this. Yeah, all that. Some great tracks. David Byrne, what can you say about David Byrne? And then we have got here Naked, which is the final studio album. Again, this did well, and it's the final album. It's a good album, but I always think The Remaining Light was so difficult to follow. But yeah, it's talking and I enjoy it. And then I've got here 2 compilation albums. I've got this one, which is Once in a Lifetime. And it's a sort of best of compilation again, best of Talking Heads. Now, I got this next one because this is just Talking Heads. It's got 18 tracks on it, but importantly, it's got Love Goes Building on Fire on it. Love Goes Building on the very first single. And of course, it's not on any album. So I wanted to get hold of that. So there's the cover and there's the track listing. So I'm really pleased to have got that. I just really got it for that. But you can't go wrong. And there are some other different tracks as well, which are on the other one. So that's my Talking Heads collection. And I just love Talking Heads. And some great albums. And will they get back together again? I don't think so. They did a performance, didn't they? They did one performance in that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They came back for one, but I don't think so. I think the other members are up for it. David Byrne probably isn't. He's an interesting character. I don't like using the word difficult, but I can see that the other members always had a very interesting relationship with him. But that's out. And Tina Weymouth, of course, went on with the Tom Tom Club. Remember that? Did well with that. She's a great bass player, one of the great all-time bass players she is. But Talking Heads, I do love them. I love what they did, but that album, Remaining Light, wow, just fantastic. Anyhow, I've gone on a bit too much there, but okay. Hope you enjoyed the video anyhow. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and we'll let you know when I put out these videos. And just look in the playlist and you can see I do a lot of film and TV reviews. I say a bit of music that as well thrown in. Some of it does have a very much a retro feel, but you might find something you might enjoy. And if you like this video, please give this video a like. If you give it a like, it gets it out to YouTube and hopefully other people might enjoy it. Yes. If you have any comments to say, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments. I'll always reply to them. And that's it. I've gone on far too long. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.